Today we are going to talk about who, whom and whose. These are all interrogative pronouns. So let's first talk about who. Now who is a subject pronoun, or it's used in place of subject pronouns like he, she, we, they, etc. Who asks about a person and always works as a subject in a sentence. For example, who left the bag here? Who left the bag here? Or who is in the kitchen now? Who is in the kitchen now? Or who found him here? Who found him here? Now in all these above mentioned examples, who works as a subject. In fact, it replaces the subject. For example, to the question who found him here, you can answer it by simply saying he found him here. Now let's talk about whom. It is actually an object pronoun or is used in place of an object pronoun like him, her, us, them, etc. And it asks about a person only when that person is an object in a sentence. For example, whom are you going to invite? Whom are you going to invite? Or whom did they hire for the job? Whom did they hire for the job? Or whom did you ask for? Whom did you ask for? Now in all these sentences, who can also be used, but whom is the correct one. Whom is actually used in case of more formal settings, in case of written English. For example, when you are writing a letter and you don't know exactly to which person to send it to, you begin the letter with the phrase to whom it may concern. Now, like I said, it is very formal and mostly used in case of written English. Let's take another example. Let's say, to whom are you referring? To whom are you referring? This is again another example for a formal setting. Now, I understand that there is a bit of confusion between who and whom and where to use which one. So let's get rid of that confusion once and for all. Now, one thing you must remember is that who always interacts with the main verb. It's always used in place of the subject of the sentence because this is the one that is performing the action. For example, who is going with her? Who is going with her? Now you can answer this question by simply saying Reena is going with her. Reena is going with her. Now as you can see, I just switched who with Reena and it all makes sense. And from the sentence you can see that Reena, the subject of the sentence, is the one performing the action. That is why who is the correct answer here. But whom doesn't directly interact with the main verb. It is used as an object in the sentence. It refers to the object of the sentence. It is not the one performing the action. For example, with whom should I go to the theatre? With whom should I go to the theatre? Now you can simply say with him. Now him is a pronoun. It's an object pronoun. It's not a subject pronoun. That's why while forming a question with these kind of instances, you will be using whom. Let's take another example. Whom did you bring this for? Whom did you bring this for? And the answer could be, I brought this for her. I brought this for her. Now her is again an object pronoun. That's why whom is used in this sentence. So every time you have a confusion regarding whether to use who or whom, try answering that question. Try figuring out if the answer of the question is a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. If it is a subject pronoun, you will use who, and if it is an object pronoun, you will be using whom. So that was all about who and whom and the confusion between the two. So now let's talk about whose. Whose is a possessive pronoun or used instead of a possessive pronoun like his, her, our, their, etc. It is used to ask about possession, to find out which person something belongs to. For example, he asked me whose fault it was. He asked me whose fault it was. Now you can answer this question by using a possessive pronoun like his fault or her fault. Let's take another example. Whose phone is this? Whose phone is this? Now again, you can answer this question by saying either his phone or her phone. Also, one more thing about whose is that it's always followed by a noun. Like whose phone or whose fault. So that's it for today, guys. I hope after watching this video you have no more confusion regarding who, whom and whose. And now you know the easiest way to figure out which of these is used in which kind of questions. Basically, the easiest way is to try and answer that question. If the answer is a subject pronoun, who should be used? If it is an object pronoun, then whom should be used? And if the answer is a possessive pronoun, then whose should be used? So I hope you liked this video, guys, and if you did, then give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.